And then over here we've got the peas. This is the most fantastic pea variety. It's called Alderman, and it's rather gone out of fashion. It's sort of the old boy at the allotment who tends to grow this, because it's very, very tall, and people are worried about tall varieties of pea, because they do, they do get really tall, and it will flop over on a frame. So you need a good robust frame. I mean, we've got pea sticks here, which actually, to be honest, aren't quite tall enough because it's such a strong grower. But the wonderful thing about Alderman and other old-fashioned tall-growing peas is that if you think about it, what happens is that they start to grow, they start to grow, they start to grow, and they get to a certain size and they start cropping. But then what happens is that they continue to grow, they continue to grow, they crop more, they continue to grow, they crop more, they continue to grow, they crop more. Whereas all the modern types that you get, that a lot of them are, are really quite dwarf now. We all tend to think we want dwarfs, but actually you don't, because what happens is that they get to a certain height, they flower, they crop, and then they stop. So you get this absolute deluge of peas for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, but they're nothing. So whereas I would much prefer one like Alderman, where you get a light cropping, where I can pick peas maybe once or twice a week, but there's, there aren't more than that, so they're not all getting starchy and horrible, but I can actually go on picking it for 3 months, and that's the fabulous thing about Alderman. And, of course, they just taste incredible. Delicious raw, and look at that lovely, healthy, well-filled pod. And even at that size, they're just completely yummy. I mean, I could eat a whole bowl of those for my supper. I'd be completely happy. Delicious. And then in here, in the jungle of Alderman, is the beautiful purple podded pea, which is this rather wonderful looking thing, and it has purple flowers too. And so that's more ornamental, and we use those a lot as mange too, and use them for things like dipping into hummus and stuff. And but you can use them to grow on, but you can see they're much smaller, but they are tasty. Very nice raw, but they are definitely a bit starchier, not quite as sort of sweet and succulent as the Alderman, but very nice as a mange too. And then over here we've got the final pea that we grow lots of, which is the sugar snap, and these are the ones that you just take that bit off, do that bit, and then you eat the whole thing. Lovely for stir fries, lovely again to dip into hummus and things. Delicious. So those are peas.